Yeah, YouTube, what up? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts. I'm your host, Watts, and today we're talking about 5 superstars who Triple H fumbled in 2024. This video is near and dear to my heart. This subject is near and dear to my heart due to the fact that I'm not a fan of wasted talent. Now, I understand that not everybody can be a champion. I understand that not everybody is going to get picked. I know that everybody is not going to be a main event. That's fine. I'm aware that not everybody is going to get that brass ring because at the end of the day, it's a business. It's a business and it needs to be ran accordingly, and it needs to be people that's going to bring money in. But I'm also not a fan of the fact that sometimes certain people that deserve a chance doesn't get a chance. And we've seen a lot of that in the Triple H era. And it's not like these are people, like the 5 people that I've chosen, it's not like these are people who, all right, after they pay their dues, they're going to get their opportunity. These are guys that literally was on ice for one reason or the other this entire year. Barely was used incorrectly or misused, or just truly never really got the opportunity to really show what they can do. I know that Triple H says he wants the best, but there's a lot of people that he pushes to the stars that don't got it all together completely, but they're constantly on TV. They're constantly being seen. They're constantly winning matches. They're constantly getting title opportunities when they're not really all that great, but that's just who he would prefer, which is fine. Build it in your image. Understandable. But these 5 people that I'm about to mention just never really got a fair shake for real. Shall we begin? Honorable mention, Omos. You got a giant. You got a giant that could actually move. He's actually athletic, played basketball. His knees aren't finished. Still in his 20s. Well, he's 30 now, but he was in his 20s at the time. He's somebody that was moldable. But guess what? Because of the whole MVP stuff, this man was not on TV. Have not seen him on TV. The only time he's been on anything this year, to be honest, well, there's live events, yes, but live events, they don't count. The Royal Rumble and the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. So you mean to tell me that you was only able to book this man in those 2 things? You couldn't book him in anything else? And then the last time we seen him on a televised match, he was losing to Braun Strowman. Now, I understand Braun Strowman is a former world champion. He's a made man and stuff like that. But it really just doesn't make sense to me because what does Braun Strowman have that Omos doesn't? I mean, yeah, sure, you can go as far as to say that he's a better talker. Fine, I'll give you that. But what else does Braun Strowman does better than Omos? For Omos to not really be on TV, and it's really kind of like a problem that's going to start growing legs at some point, if you ask me, in regard to big men in WWE. Pause. But you know, bigger in stature guys in WWE not really getting the same type of burn that a guy built like Adam Cole is, and that's mainly because of the fact that, like, I understand that wrestling is changing. It's based off more so athleticism and stuff like that now, but you still need to have bigger guys on your show to be menacing. Omos was perfect for that. So I truly don't understand. We get hit with the, we got nothing for you, but it's like there's silly and stupid segments that shouldn't even be a thing, but they still get on TV. So I don't know what to really make of it, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the actual list. Number 5, Montez Ford. You hear me, Triple H? Montez Ford. You hear me, Bruce Pritchard? Montez Ford. Do you hear me? Do you see what I'm trying to say? Do you see the vision? We've been asking for this for how long? And like I said before, if you're not going to give the Street Profits the tag team championships, break them up and let them guys go their separate ways, and let's see if they can sink or swim. I feel like all they're asking for is opportunities, and they're not even really getting the opportunities, man. Like, how the hell is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa on their second tag team title reign, but you mean to tell me out of all of these years, 4 years, a championship drought, and they've been the most consistent tag team for the past 5 years, and you mean to tell me they can't get a tag team title shot, dog? Are you serious? Triple H, Hunter, Paul, Hunter, Hearst, Helmsley, dog. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? This is exactly what we talking about when we say that there's not enough representation in WWE. It goes deeper than just, oh, well, Bianca Belair just won the women's championship and held it for like almost 2 years. Yeah, no, fine, I get that. Whatever. But you can't, look, what people need to understand is that was Vince McMahon's creation. Vince McMahon was the one who believed in Bianca Belair. That's not a Triple H project. She was a made woman before Triple H took power. So it doesn't count for real. It really doesn't count. But moving on, Montez Ford showed out in that Elimination Chamber match, and it was looking like it was up from there. All they had to do was stay on task and keep pushing him. I originally thought he was going to be the one who beat Austin Theory for the United States Championship after Austin Theory went on that run and beat John Cena at WrestleMania. I thought that. That's how they was building it up. That's all you had to do. All you had to do was follow the train, Hunter. What the hell, man? But let's be clear. Let's be clear. Still has plenty of time because a lot of wrestlers don't really reach their like peak until 35, 36, almost right before they get to 40. So there's still time. There's still time for you to rectify this, Hunter. Do the right thing. Moving on. Number 4, Jimmy Uso. Now, don't get me wrong, he was injured the whole summer, and we didn't get a chance to see what could have happened. Fine, granted. But before that, when he faced his brother Jey Uso at WrestleMania, the build-up would have been a lot better if they didn't have Jimmy Uso just looking like a joke. Like, he was just, to me, he was literally just the Bloodline's jester. He was the Bloodline's jester, just, shucking and jiving, clowning around, starting shit with people in the locker room and then getting his ass handed to him during the match, all of this. Only thing that was like sound that made the feud actually feel like it was going to be a good match was when Jimmy Uso caused Jey the tag team championships and then cost him the Intercontinental Championship against Gunther. That was the only 2 things that even made people interested in the entire story. They built that build up. It was poor. It was piss poor. It was terrible. It was atrocious. It was absolutely deplorable, if you ask me. Because if they would have built both of them to be menacing, have winning streaks, or be in the mid card title picture at the time, it would have been perfect because they would have matched up and it would have been a great build-up. Everybody knew that Jey was winning that match. It would have been cool if both of them went their separate ways and just went hard, winning matches, and then Jimmy starts the feud and we're like, wow, I truly don't know who's going to go over. That would have been a lot different and that would have been a lot more fun than what they did, to be honest, because Jimmy Uso is one of those guys who have the natural talent. I feel like Jey had to catch up in terms of ring awareness and just, because they have the same moveset. They're literally like the same in terms of like movesets and matches and stuff like that. But I feel like it came to Jimmy a lot quicker than it came to Jey. So, like I said, again, wasted talent. And in 2025, I do want to see Jimmy Uso with at the very least, give him the Speed Championship. I don't know. Give him the Speed Championship, which leads me to my next person. Number 3, Dragon Lee. And to be honest, I say this all the time. There's some guys that shouldn't have went to the main roster as early as they did. Dragon Lee is definitely one of them because WWE, they've had this problem even during the Vince McMahon era. Because me personally, I take these wins as they come in regard to like wrestling, because it's very much subjective. So obviously everything is predetermined, so they already have certain guys penciled in. But to be honest, I don't care whether it's the Vince McMahon era or the Triple H era. Either way, they always have this problem. They send somebody up to the main roster and don't know what to do with them. And then they end up in catering for a full year before they either A, do something where they get demoted and sent back down to NXT, or they get released altogether. Sometimes I need some more structure in that regard, because at the end of the day, whether it was Vince or Triple H, who the hell cares? Personally, I like Vince more, mainly because at least we got 3 black world champions out of the Vince McMahon era versus Triple H, who had about 4 years to put a world championship on somebody that's African American and hasn't done it or hasn't built anybody to get to that point. But this is about Dragon Lee right now. All Dragon Lee has done since coming to the main roster was win the Speed Championship and be Rey Mysterio's lackey, to be honest. He was the North American champion when he was in NXT. Shawn Michaels knew how to push him, had him looking like $1 million. When he did get to the main roster, we thought he was going to do a lot more. He didn't. All he did was just team with Rey Mysterio. Aside from the Speed title, Dragon Lee has done nothing. And if you ask me, he's on the list of guys that should have stayed in NXT, or they should have kept him in NXT, because look what's happening to him and Kiana James and all these guys. You know, like, come on, what are we doing, man? But shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. With each person, it's going to become more and more of a travesty, but I'm going to continue. Austin Theory, because I got all of the names right here on this book. Like, you know, I write down things, you know, especially right now, because I don't got 2 phones. I have 1 phone, and I'm not going to pull my notes out and just make the video mad weird. But number 2, Austin Theory. We've been wanting a face turn from Austin Theory for how long? How long are they gonna run this whole, Grayson Waller keep on throwing him into danger and he keeps on getting massacred because Grayson Waller don't help him, until we get the actual face turn? One of these guys need to hurry up and turn on each other, because the tag team, winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania is as far as this tag team is going to go. I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar that they don't win another tag team championship. And if they do, especially winning one before the motherfucking Street Profits get one, bro, you know how much I'll crash out? I will crash out. No, seriously though. Like, I will crash out, because, like, what the fuck, man? Like, what are we really doing? What are we really doing? Austin Theory is athletic. He has the look. He's literally the pedigree that, no pun intended, he's literally the build that both Vince McMahon and Triple H loves. I think what it is that Triple H is just like Vince McMahon in the sense of, if I didn't build it from the ground up, I'm not going to give it the proper nutrition that it deserves. And I feel like that's what Austin Theory is suffering from right now, because he is way too good to be sitting on the bench. Turn that man face ASAP. Number 1, and I've spoke about this in previous videos, Chad Gable. Chad Gable, ladies and gentlemen, he is the number 1 spot for obvious reasons, but I'll break it down. This man was in a contract situation as to where he only had about a week or so left before his contract expired. And to be honest, from what it looks like, I could be completely off, I could be completely wrong, but they gave this man aspirations of, we're gonna put the strap on you, we're gonna push you to the top, you're gonna turn heel, you're gonna win the Intercontinental Championship. None of that shit happened. None of that happened. None of it happened. To be completely honest, they had 2 or 3 opportunities to give this man the Intercontinental Championship, and they didn't do it both times. I love Sami Zayn. I'm happy he won the title at WrestleMania. 100% happy, excited, ecstatic, because Sami Zayn deserved it. But that was supposed to be Chad Gable's moment. When he lost in front of his kid, and that match, and his kid was crying, I was like, oh yeah, they gonna definitely run this back right here. They never ran it back. They ended up giving that spot to Sami Zayn for whatever reason. I don't understand why. I feel like Sami Zayn is good, but they could have given him that championship after Chad Gable's title reign. He should have won it at WrestleMania, and they didn't pull the trigger. Then they had him helping Sami Zayn win the championship, and that was no good too. But then as soon as he turned heel, Chad Gable turned heel, and Sami Zayn should have been cooked. If they was going to do it any time, that would have been the perfect time. I feel like the timing of certain things is very important, and I feel like WWE misses the mark, because I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to win the championship at some point, but I feel like it would have meant more if he would have beat Gunther for it, or if he would have turned heel, crashed out, and beat Sami for it. It would have meant more. Now, when he finally does get the title, it's not going to feel as cool as it did, as it should have. Like, the same with Jey Uso. Though Jey Uso's reign, it was short and it was cool, and everybody was excited for it and excited for that beautiful Intercontinental title, I feel like it would have been cooler if they would have given him that championship earlier, and shit, even make him and Jimmy Uso face each other for it. If anything, that would have been cool. I don't know where, like, I'm not a writer. I write really good. I love writing. I love ELA. That was always my favorite subject. But what are they doing? What are these writers doing in there? What they got, like, they got AI or something like that? AI would probably do a better job, to be completely honest with you. Allen Iverson would do a better job than whoever Triple H got in charge right now, because they missed the opportunity a plethora of times. Even back 10 years ago, when Kofi Kingston was a hot babyface in his early 20s, had an immaculate build. Not to say he don't have a good build now, but at that time, 2009, he should have won the world championship that following year. When he won it via Kofi Mania, that was cool because it was a WrestleMania moment. That was beautiful. But at the same time, I feel like it would have meant more if he would have won it back then. That would have been a new, fresh face in the world title in the main event scene, and it didn't happen. But there's been situations where these guys missed the mark, and they missed the mark on Chad Gable, ladies and gentlemen. He's with the Creed brothers now, but I feel like they need to make a move now. He, at the top of 2025, he needs to be a champion. Not a tag team champion, not a speed champion, the Intercontinental champion at least. But that's wishful thinking. But let me know who you guys think WWE has fumbled thus far. Throw it in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. At the end of the day, we cooking. We doing what we supposed to do. I like the community that we're building. I like what's going on right now. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys don't even know. But I'm going to end it here. I'm out. Peace.